When it comes to the US market, everybody wants to know what is happening in one of the powerhouses of the world, the US. And there's no one better to speak about the US market than Alexander Gruzdev. Alexander happens to be the international automotive marketing and business intelligence expert at Gruzdev-Analyze. And Alexander will be taking us through the US automotive aftermarket for this year's forum.
Hello, everybody. My name is Alexander Gruzdev, and I'm General Manager and founder of a market survey company, Gruzdev-Analyze. I'm very glad to be able to speak to you today. Unfortunately, we cannot meet in face-to-face, but hopefully we will be able to do it already this year, but could be only next year, but we will see what will happen. I'm going to tell you just a few things about US market and how the 2020 ended here. And I'm glad to share with you a very quick presentation. First, I'm going to tell you just a few things about myself. So I'm 22 years in market intelligence and 13 of them I'm in the automotive aftermarket. It's 90% of my business, and my specialization and of my experience are for after sales, but for sales also, and because it's just at least it is connected. I have experience in several countries in all over the world, from Russia, where I'm origin from, for United States, where I'm live for the last couple of years, but also in Europe, in Arabian countries, in India, in Thailand, and some other countries. I work for very good companies, car manufacturers, parts manufacturers, tires and lubricants company. I attended a lot of conferences in different countries, in Russia, in Germany, in Belgium, in France, in Italy. Not yet in the United States, but I will this year for sure. TV expert and so on. I wrote my book about intelligence in automotive aftermarket. It's going to be presented in English this year and published here in the United States. For the moment, it exists in Russian, and you can buy it if you want. So the first thing is the car sales. Car sales is a very important point for all automotive industry and for after sales, of course, because with car sales, we have the car park. But what happened with the car sales here? It's declined 15%. It's estimated because it's just estimated by several companies, but already different companies like TrueCar, like Cox Automotive, like Edmunds, and all the others estimated to be about 15%. So it's the fourth largest decline in history since 1980. So it was quite a big, and you can see on the graph, it was quite a big decline in 2009, 2008. But then since that, there were no such a great decline. So 2020 was an enormous year, and it was very hard for car sales, and the decline is 15%. But we need to underline the 2 points here. One point is that the major decline was because of the corporate sales. The companies like renting companies and the others, corporate sales decreased much more than the sales of the cars just to the drivers, just to the private persons. The difference is like a 9 to 30%. So the real decrease of car purchase by the clients, by the drivers, by the individuals, it's not as big as it was expected. The main decrease is due to decline of the sales for corporates, for companies. And it is estimated that in 2021, this year, this will grow a lot. So it will be like a V line. And we have a big drop in 2020, and we will have great recovery in 2021. Of course, everybody now, of course, when you do any kind of forecast, today you need to tell, okay, if nothing happens, if no other restrictions, if no other viruses, if no other quarantines or whatever, but for the moment, all the car experts here, they expect a very good year in 2021 concerning the car sales. So we're going next. I just going to provide you very quick overview of different kind of figures, just for you to understand what happening in the US market. So we have billions market of after sales for just for the light duty vehicles, which is include the SUV and the passenger cars and some others. But it declined 8%. With this 8%, is it more, a lot or not? It was in April, May. It was expected that the after sales aftermarket will decrease by 18 or 25%. Different kind of experts, different kind of companies was hoping that it will be not more than 20%. But some companies forecasted 25% decrease. So when we arrive to 8% decline in 2020, we are really happy. What happened else? Very important point is 30% growth rate for e-commerce in automotive industry in general, and this is a very big increase. The COVID situation, all the quarantines of the self-quarantines and all the restrictions boosted e-commerce a lot in all over United States with different kind of market segments, not only in automotive, but in automotive specifically, we have 30% growth rate, and we arrived to two other figures, over $10 billion United States dollars is Amazon only after part sales. It's the only one company who sells $10 billion of parts. So this is a very big portion for e-commerce. The other point is $140 billion of the automotive aftermarket is digital affected. It means that at least at one point or another, doesn't matter on which stage, the driver arrived to internet, online, and search or did something there. He searched for the information, he checked the prices, he checked the availability, he purchased or not, but at least at one point, he arrived online and checked something there. So around 50% of the market arrives to be digital affected nowadays. What else happened in 2020? Do-it-yourself increased. Depending the situation and states, the states are very different here, but in total, in general, for United States, do-it-yourself increased. There are several reasons for that, but the main one is that people don't have enough money and they don't have jobs. You heard in the news how many jobless, how many people lost their jobs in 2020. Okay, the government pays and pays a lot of money and so on, but finally we arrived to a very high jobless rates. So people just don't have money, but they have time. So they just purchase the parts online in Amazon or whatever, and they put it themselves. So do it yourself. And one other point, just to mention, not in figures, but just to mention that YouTube video with how to install different parts is increasing a lot. the number of this video and the number of such videos, and the number of people who viewed this kind of videos increased this year and increased a lot. This helps to do it yourself. 11%, minus 11% is estimated annual mileage decline in United States. So even that United States arrived not to be so strict in some kind of a coronavirus quarantine or restrictions or isolating or something like this, the annual mileage decreased by 11%, estimated by the Department of Transport. It's for the moment, it's calculated by November 2019 to October 2020. So it's still 2 months, and November and December was quite a good month here, with December a little bit lower because again the quarantine and some other stuff. But so it's gonna be around this figure, 11%. So it's more or less accurate, even when we are speaking about 2020 exactly. Some good point is that margin for the VM dealers, for vehicle manufacturer dealers, improved even compared to 2019, because the shortage of the cars, because the car manufacturers was closing their plants, they are short in supplies, they are short in some kind of parts, so they have some kind of a problem. In this case, we arrived to a shortage of the stock of the cars for several car manufacturers, but at the same time we arrived to quite a high increase of the demand from the car from the drivers during the summer, and in this case the reduction of different kind of incentive and discounts and so on, it declined a lot. So the car manufacturer and dealers, like, they increase the margin. In this case, it's a good point, and even with the decrease of car sales, they increase the margin, or at least they were able to keep it at the same level. Also, they decrease some kind of expenses. They prolonged some of the staff, they reduce some other expenses, so the margin in this case arrived to be even higher than in 2019. And one very important figure, I found this very important figure from other company, other market survey company, is 74% of car owners declare that they would like to have contactless maintenance for their cars. This is a very, very high figure, and this is the point we need to keep in mind for 2021. It will be very important thing to understand and to implement already now in 2021. The way the driver would like to do the maintenance, would like to do the repair of their cars, is contactless. They would like just to take their phones to make an appointment. They would like your company, your dealer, or your workshop, whatever, they would like you to arrive to their destination, take the car, provide the car for them, or not, it depends, but take their car, do the maintenance. They would like to follow it up using their phone, steal their phone. They would like to have the final invoice. They would like to pay it online, and they would like their car to arrive at their destination back. So they never ever meet you, and they do only communicate with you by the phone. This is a very, very important and a very great point that we need to take into account in 2021 and the very nearest future. What is new to the market? This is a survey I did last year in November with 300 workshops interviewed that the face covering and all of this COVID stuff arrived to quite a normal thing for workshops. So face covering for employees. I mean, here it was the question was about free face covering provided for the employees. 100% of interviewed workshops declared that they are making 100% free face covering for their employees. Hand sanitizers for client, hand sanitizers for employees, quite a big portion, more than 3/4 right to do it for free for their clients and for their employees. You can see all the other things. So it's we arrived to one other very important supply for our clients, for workshops, for BM dealers, independent workshops, for tire specialists and others. We arrived to a very important supply of all of this stuff: the face covering, the sanitizers, the glass shields, and so on. We arrived to a very important thing: 100% provide the masks of others kind of face covering. Is a very, very important point and new to the market. And so many here in United States is so many workshops, and they all declare to provide the face covering for the employees. It's very important supply for them now. And just quick for emerging trends to finish my presentation today is electric, hybrid, and all others cars with the new types of fuel are emerging quite quickly. If you have a look on the brands situation in car sales, you will see that the only one company who will right to increase their car sales in United States significantly is Tesla. Tesla increased more than 50% their sales in the US. So it's incredible for them. And then already, you know, all of this stuff, you know how many companies are declaring and announcing all the electric cars they are going to produce quite soon and so on. Volkswagen started this year, last year. This year, we're going to see some kind of Ford, some kind of General Motors, and some other brands are introducing some models of their cars. We see that it's so many cars are declared to be electrical very soon. Like Sony, whoever tried to imagine that Sony, those who produce the TVs, and others electronics stuff, they were going to produce their electric cars. Is Alibaba from China is a car manufacturer? Now, yes. Is Apple in a car manufacturer? Now is going to be a car manufacturer very soon. And so it's a lot of car manufacturers who are going to be electric. It's a lot of not car manufacturer who are going to be car manufacturer very soon or already car manufacturer. And so the electric cars is something emerging very, very quickly, and it's already here. All the market is already here. It's not like a perspective, it's already now here. Just for Europe, check the electric cars in Norway this year, last year, 2020. It's already over 50% of car sales there, electric cars. And we are here on this market already now. Like, I can speak about this for a long time, but you need to understand that electric cars are already here, and you need to adapt all of your strategies on this point, that electric cars are already here. The e-commerce is skyrocketing. I already mentioned this, plus 30% in the United States. It's for the e-commerce. It's so big increase, and so the car sales, the part sales, the appointments, the follow-up, the invoicing, all of this stuff are now made online. Could be, and everybody needs to understand that, okay, we need an app, we need it's not the thing that you need a website of adaptive design, but you need an app, you need a lot of things to be implemented on your website or in your app. Private cars, revenge, like a Hollywood movie. It's car sharing, it's ride sharing, car rental companies. We heard about Hertz, and all the means of public transport decreased last year. The airplanes and the ships and everything, all kinds of public transport, if it international, intercity, inside the city, it's a subway, it's a buses, whatever it is, it declined. It declined all over the world. There are some statistics about China, there are some statistics about United States, about Russia, Europe, everywhere. The sharing of the cars decreased, the public transport use decreased. So own a car nowadays is like a personal safety. It's not like okay, it was previously was like a car is a luxury thing. Then we arrived is a mean of just a mean of a transport. Now we arrive to the own private car is like my own personal safety. I don't want to go inside a bus. I don't want to go inside a subway, metro, whatever. I want to travel. I want to go to work or whatever I go by my own car. And even in big cities like New York here, we read a lot of articles and reviews from the drivers that, okay, I used to use public transport, but today I'm going to buy a new car for me or used car for me. And this affected a lot the reasons of choice, criteria of choice for the cars. Now I buy not because I like it, not because I need a big car, not because whatever changes in my life could be, but the one of the key point now is, okay, I just need a car, not in order not to use the public transport. This is one key important point and key changes in the car sales reasons or criteria. The same thing here is autonomous taxis and all the others means of transport. These kind of vehicles, or not vehicles today, but technologies, they have a very great boost last year. So many cars, car manufacturers, so many others investors would like to put their money in developing such technologies for autonomous cars, because they understand that, okay, people have fears to travel with somebody, to call a taxi, Uber, or Lyft, or whatever, because there is a driver there and I don't know him, I don't know if he's sick or whatever. So I just don't want to be in a small metal box with somebody I don't know. And in this case, these technologies have great boost in 2020. And if I don't know, beginning of last year, we were expecting to have autonomous cars in something like 7 or 5 or 10 years, in like 5 to 10 years. So today we are totally sure that autonomous cars will arrive already. They already arrived last year, but just in several countries with just few cars, like China and Japan, they already allow the autonomous cars to drive on the public roads. In a small towns, in a small portions, with a testing period and so on. But we will see that autonomous cars, driverless cars will arrive very quickly in just very short period of time, with 2-3 years. And of course, I already mentioned this, contactless car maintenance is for after sales business. Everything, get an appointment, follow up, pay, get the car back, everything is now, the drivers would like to do everything online. So this is the other point. We are going to be very much online with electric and autonomous cars, but still with the private cars. So this is the very quickly all the emerging trends that I can see from here, from United States, what are happening now, what was happening last year, what will happen this year. And in any case, if you have any questions, you can contact me with these contacts. I'm in Facebook, I'm in LinkedIn, I'm in email. You can phone me, whatever you want. I'm at your disposal for any others comments, for any others explanation or surveys, intelligence, whatever you need, you can call me. Thank you.